Escaping the RatRace podcast is about living on your own terms and conditions, making an income where you don't have to be part of the corporate system. This podcast can give you an insight into how you can figure out a way for you to escape the RatRace. Welkom Nadia Duinker van FreedomVille Portugal.
Dankjewel,
Hoi.
Jasper van Caritas.
Ja, wij zijn, we are neighbors. And I think the first 2 years we never saw each other, right?
No, it took quite a while, huh? I remember when I first met you, it was one of the events in Santo André de Sujeiras, but I already knew your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first time I came here to visit my property, I think it was the real estate agent were my neighbors, I think, the South Africans. They said, you should check out this YouTube channel because they made a video of this village in a completely abandoned state.
Yes.
And that was the first video of you that I saw.
But you saw me the first time at the Festas.
Yeah, that's what I remember, yeah. And one of the festas in Santo André must have been the first year, actually. No, maybe the second. I don't know, but it was a very brief encounter. So we actually only got to know each other when we started walking the dogs around your house. And
I don't even recall that because on these festas there are a lot of people like I meet for the first time and then I see them a second time and you don't remember. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, it's painful, I know.
No, I know you a lot from walking the dogs here through my village. And my girls go completely crazy.
Yeah, we became friends. Our dogs didn't really.
No, they never became friends. Although we think that Zoe is a descendant. Your dogs are descendant from.
We
Zoe.
have.
It's kind of cool.
That would be so cool. Yeah, I mean they actually do look alike, so let's just assume that is so.
Yeah. So I walk like past your village like almost daily, and you come here every now and then.
Yeah.
You are here for 4 years?
Yeah, a bit over 4 years. We moved here at the end of January 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember that because you also have a YouTube channel?
We started a YouTube channel during the renovation process of the project.
I remember seeing some videos.
Yeah, we made about 10 episodes of the development.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this YouTube channel is also called
FreedomVille TV.
FreedomVille TV.
Yeah.
Might be interesting to check out if you want to do rebuilding in Portugal. You can see also a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Your journey, right?
Definitely interesting to see how you can, transform something that for a lot of people looks like an impossible project into something really beautiful in a quite short amount of time. So
because they have like how many properties? How many like buildings do you?
Well, I think originally it were about 12 buildings, maybe. But some of the houses are attached on the village street, so it depends a bit how you count. 14 hectares of land, about 12 buildings. When we bought it, everything was in ruined state, completely abandoned for over 40 years. You know all about it. Trees, pine trees, 30-year-old in the buildings, and first having to do like quite some hours of bramble cutting to at least like see the inside, the dimensions of what you've bought. So it's been quite a journey.
Yeah. What did you do before the journey?
Before the journey, me and my partner, we were hospitality entrepreneurs in Amsterdam. That was our business. So we were doing restaurant, cafe, events in Amsterdam. I also set up a hotel. So actually,
It was in your nature already, this hospitality.
Yeah. For some people, it feels like I completely transformed my life, and in many ways, senses that is true. But like the core still of what we do, it is like creating places and doing like placemaking.
Getting the right people.
Creating meeting places for people and bringing people together. Transforming places, that's something we always have loved to do. Just in the city, it's a very different thing than out here in nature, working, outside of four walls and with hectares of land. That completely changes, obviously, the project.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a whole different,
It's a whole different scope,
Yes.
So in Amsterdam, they called us placemakers, so... trying to put a spotlight on the more deserted places or the places that were a bit out of people's eye,
Yeah.
But I mean, here...
Like my ruin here.
here, like in central Portugal, it's that's quite different from.
It's all out of place here.
From developing a blind spot in Amsterdam, you know. Yeah.
And was this while you were like considering? Did you consider any other countries to go to, or?
No, because my journey to Portugal, it was it was such a weird story actually. It all started when I decided in COVID time that it was time to sell our businesses because it didn't feel right for me anymore. The future we had set out for ourselves, and we were involved in a big project that a big building that we had bought, and we were developing for a lot of money, a lot of borrowed money, and you know the whole world changed so quickly in that short amount of time that things didn't feel right for me anymore. I didn't feel safe being locked in the city. I didn't feel safe being locked in like big debts and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So. Yeah, that changed my whole view on the world and also on my dreams and my future. So then we decided to sell our business in Amsterdam. And really quickly I stumbled upon this village just because I was scrolling on internet on some real estate sites to get my mind onto something positive again because it was so sad from, like leaving everything behind that I had built up.
Yes.
But I didn't have a plan. I didn't plan, okay, we're selling this to do that. It was just like, okay, this needs to happen. And then really quickly, this just unfolded. So within a 10-minute search, not even seriously like, oh, I need to leave now, I found this abandoned village.
So your search query didn't include like Portugal? You just searched in
general?
general?
No, it did. Okay. It did. It was a Portuguese real estate site.
So but why Portugal? Was it coincidence that you came on the Portuguese?
Well, that was not necessarily coincidence, but I think we came here for the first time in 2018. It must have been 16 or 18, I don't remember. But it was like about, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people started talking about Portugal.
Yes.
For some reason, it's been a blind spot for many years, at least in my life and in my environment.
For me
everyone went to Spain and to France, or Italy, the Dutch people. But Portugal was never like really on the map.
No.
And then there was this sort of movement about 15 years ago it started, and then people were talking more and more about Portugal, and I was like starting to get more and more curious.
Yeah.
And then I went here for the first time somewhere between 2016 and 18, I don't remember exactly, quite clearly with the idea to go explore the country, because I've known forever that I want to leave Holland at some point, because like the climate is really just not my thing.
I agree.
So ever since I went traveling when I was 18, I was like, there's going to come a moment in time where I'm going to like change the Netherlands for a warmer climate, wherever that's going to be. I never knew. So everywhere I went, I always like travel with an open view if I could maybe settle there.
Yes.
And so I did go to Portugal with that idea. And we also traveled the inland. Usually, you stay stuck a bit at the coast. Somehow that seems unappealing to most of us. And Portugal, I really decided, okay, let's rent a camper van and let's go into the interior. And then we stayed about 10 days or something in, where was it again? Close to Sertã, I think a bit more south from here.
In 2018 was this, right?
Yeah, I think it was 2018. Yeah, it must have
been. And
then
you saw a little bit already the potential of...
Yeah, I was really surprised by the beauty of the interior, and all the water, the praia fluviais. It's just how green and lush it is.
Yes.
So I was super surprised by Portugal. I really liked the people, and somehow with like some sort of Portuñol, I spoke a little bit of Spanish. I was quite quickly able to communicate. So yes. I really liked it from the beginning. So I had it on my radar. And that trip, we were already like exploring, like, could we maybe do something here? But it was not the time because we were stuck in businesses in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So
did you have anybody you knew already that was living here that gave...
at that time, not yet.
No.
But my best friend, one of my best friends, Zara, I don't know if you've met her. She has a property in Mata. She bought her place in 2019, so the year after.
Ah.
So that's why it stayed also sort of, it stayed on my radar.
Yes.
And then when I was so sad about like leaving everything behind in Amsterdam, I called her. I was like, hey, can you give me some real estate sites because I need to get my mind onto something positive. So then I started searching in Portugal. Yeah, so that was the search without any specifications really. And then I found, within 10 minutes, I found my village, FreedomVille.
Yes.
Well, Malhadil, that was advertised as abandoned village in central Portugal or something like that. So they
Do
sold
you
me
remember
already
the
at title.
website where it was on?
It was pureportugal.co.uk.
Ah, a very well-known website to
Yeah,
everybody.
I mean, it's one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fell in love with the ad. Put it in the family apps like, hey guys, look at this. Isn't this amazing?
Pack your bags, we're leaving.
Yeah, well, I mean, wasn't sure at that point, yeah, but 4 days later I was in the plane and I flew
Oh,
here with
really?
my father, who came along with me because the kids had to go to school. So Thijs and my husband, he stayed at home with the kids. And then, I didn't see anything else. We came, hey, Zoe, here's Grandma Charlie.
This is regular now on the podcast.
The dog
Zoe escapes.
walking in and out. Hello.
Calma,
hello.
calma.
So that's how it went. I fell in love. The same afternoon, we signed like a preliminary, deed or whatever, how you call that.
The same
day, yeah. And I canceled. I had 2 other viewings that I canceled because we had like a really short trip. It's like, well, let's enjoy, I'm so sure. So
cool.
it was really strange.
It felt right.
I felt right, like right away. So,
yes.
And that's how everything got moving really quickly. So it wasn't a very intentional choice. Like, okay, I'm selling my business because I have this new plan. It was just, I need to sell my business. And then the new plan just unfolded like really quickly for me.
Like if you close a door, another one opens.
I
Right?
believe it works like that.
Yeah.
I believe like your courage is rewarded after you dare
You're freeing
to make
up
difficult decisions.
your mind also
Also.
from stuff, Like
Yeah.
you're set on leaving it behind and finding something else,
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
that's
the door
when
like literally flew open.
Cool.
Yeah.
I visited like 3 properties and then I visited this one, the one down the land.
Yeah.
And I was also like, this is it. Like,
Yeah, you just feel it, huh? When you
we
know,
came
you
driving
know.
in here and I felt it already when we drove into the village, you
Yeah.
know. I saw that there was nobody here, like,
Yeah, it
this
is a
looked
beautiful
really
village.
cool, you
I
know?
also really like Caridas.
I can, if I look at the difference between your project and mine, is I can do it more slowly, like buying different properties. And you had a very big project, like starting with 12 or 14, what did you say?
Yeah, we did it all at once. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have to do it in such a rapid pace. I could have taken a bit
No,
slower.
but I mean, sometimes I'm also like looking a little bit and like, oh, that's cool. They have it already, It's like...
Yeah, I mean, it has its advantages and disadvantages, I also came here with the idea to sort of slow down my pace of life. Well, that
Yes.
hasn't really happened yet.
For me, neither.
Still deprogramming from that.
I'm more active than ever,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, me too. I think I'm busier than ever.
but it feels better for me. The way that I'm busy, for me, it feels a lot more in tune than in Holland, like where I was.
For me too. I mean, I think the workload on my side is still pretty intense, but I mean, we did the development really quickly and then went right into an exploitation,
Yes.
So that is a lot all at the same time with a big family as well. But like the balance between working in nature and with nature and with your mind and computers and all that stuff that, goes along with our like digital world. That is, for me, that is like such a great, it's been a great evolution to work towards that, having more balance between outdoor life, indoor life, mind, body work, and just being closer to nature. It's been really healthy for my whole being, like
Yes.
my emotional, my mental state, my physical fitness is,
I notice also that, like, because there are less people here, that I'm less bothered with energy from other people that I don't really resonate with.
You're less bothered by it?
I'm less So normally, like in Holland, I lived like in maybe a attached house, and you have like people who are sort of in your aura, like.
Yeah, did it feel like, that's funny that you say that.
And for me, it feels a lot more freeing here.
Wow, it's interesting.
In this way, and the people that you meet here are mostly. I can bear their energy a lot better than.
Yeah, well,
the-
maybe it's
a lot
different
of
for you
people in
because you
Holland.
live alone, sort of.
Yes.
Because for me, it feels very different. The thing is, like, in the city, for me, it felt like, I mean, you're on a very small amount of space with a lot of people, but somehow we are so disconnected from each other that I didn't not consciously very affected by it, you know, like, especially like in close relationships. Something is like annoying, or you get like irritated with someone, you just go home or whatever, you close the door, and then you don't feel it anymore. But for me, I mean, I live more in a community setting, obviously, with more
Yes.
people around me. And for me, I noticed in this change of lifestyle that I can feel everyone's energy super clearly. And then I'm not talking about my neighbors that you might be
No, but
referring to, but like the people that live with me on the
because they
land.
resonate with your energy.
Wow, I mean, it's like really no escaping, huh? So for me, that has, really initiated such a big learning experience, and also such a big sort of rediscovery of myself, like who I am, this whole life-changing experience, to be honest, like leaving everything behind and starting anew already does a lot to your identity, but also like finding out how you harmoniously like live together in community, and how you set your own boundaries. You know, first you need to know what they are. You know, and know yourself, know your boundaries. How do you
I'm
communicate
still
your
working on that.
boundaries? We all are, right? I mean, that's one of the biggest like learning experiences I think of this life that we're living. So that has been super challenging for me, to be honest. Like, I thought I was very social always and not so much affected by energies, but here everything just I don't know, either maybe I became more sensitive, or just, you know, the absence of the noise and the distractions from the city just make you feel more. Probably also the connection with nature makes you feel more. So a lot of things have come to the surface, like, you know, like things with myself, self-doubts, insecurities, limiting beliefs, also strengths that have come to the surface, you know, but also in my interpersonal relationship with the people around me, like certain patterns that I was like, oh my God, this, I've been here forever, but now I cannot deal with it anymore. We really need to break through these patterns and these, you know, this reactiveness towards each other. Like,
It's much easier to catch yourself. Like, you're probably more conscious also.
yeah, you
about
become
your
way more
life, you know?
conscious of yourself, of everyone. And just because you live in such a different way together, and the energies are so sensible, you have to find a way to work through it.
Yes.
So yeah, that's I did not expect that.
No.
No.
It's like it's how you say. I feel like also my mind has a lot more freedom here. You know, not only like my body and my energy, but also there's so many things I left behind that I don't give a rat's ass about anymore. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. You really learn to see the difference between what is real and what is substantial, and what is just unnecessary entertainment, attachment. We attach a lot to things that are really unnecessary,
Yes.
you know? And the city is full of it.
Yes.
And
You start worrying about sometimes about other people's problems. You know?
yeah, I got enough
think,
problems on my own to worry about.
What have I got to do with this? Why am I even thinking about this? You know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. You said you went here with your father the first time, right?
Yeah.
And your mom is also here?
My mom lives here with me now.
I know that. That's
Yeah.
why. Were there any people that were sort of like objecting what you were doing or questioning your choices? Like,
Well,
I'm talking mostly about people that you care about, but maybe there were
no,
also...
I don't think so. I do think that everything just went way quicker than people expected. I remember when I came here with my dad the first time, and I was already like dreaming and seeing everything unfolding before my eyes. Like, oh, we could do this here and that here. It's like, and he was like, yeah, well, we will buy it as a family, but you know, you're not going to move here anytime soon. And I was like, well, I'm not so sure about that. So I remember that very clearly, that he was not sure if I would like actually move into this new lifestyle so quickly. More like, okay, let's secure the space, and then we'll see how life evolves, and maybe in a year or 2 or 3 or 5, you know, something will actually happen there. But within half a year, we were in the car with the whole family and the animals and my mom.
Your dad as well?
No, he didn't move.
Okay.
He didn't move here, so he's...
But he agreed fully on the
Yeah, he
what
fully
you were doing.
supports the project, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe people around me also knew me well enough, we
That
were
something
crazy
was-
enough to do that, you know.
She was bound to do something like that.
And it is a project that really suited us well, you know, like a working project that really needs everything done from A to Z. We are the kind of people that, you know, get off on that stuff.
Yeah. You have had some experience with that also.
This was a next level one though,
Yes.
but
Kalma,
there
Mina.
again?
Kalma. Now.
Sweetie.
Daita. Not allowed. Sorry, I had to offer you something to drink, but I didn't.
Oh no, that's okay.
Just push her down, huh? Zoe,
Okay,
go down. Go
Klaar,
down.
Zoe.
You'll be in the next podcast. We'll interview Zoe. How did Zoe escape from the rat race? Let me take a quick look where we are in the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Did you miss or like from Holland? Do you regret some? No, regret is not. Do you miss things from Holland? Do you?
No.
Except for maybe some
Cheese
food stuff.
or-
Or
Bitterballen. No, I don't miss. I don't miss the Netherlands at all.
no.
It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do. I mean, to be honest, if I go to Amsterdam, I love the city still. You know, it feels like home to me when I come there, but not like a home I would ever want to live in permanently anymore. But I can enjoy, you know, the places that I used to love going to, and of course, there's many people that I love in this city, and the eccentricity and the culture, and you know, there's just abundance of so much in the city, and so much creativity as well. So if there would be something that I miss, it's not necessarily the Netherlands, but it's like, you know, the eccentricity and the culture and the creativity, the arts from the city that the interior of Portugal doesn't have so much of that, you know, and that is inspiring, but I can go visit it. So it's not something I would say I miss.
No.
And living in the Netherlands, no, nothing. I never regret it for 1 second, even not in like the really, really harsh moments when I hit rock bottom. Been there a couple of times. I not once thought like, oh, I wish I would have stayed there, or that security that the Netherlands had given me for such a long time is something that I long for. No, not at all. It's just I've outgrown.
What if your mom wouldn't have come?
Then I would have still been there, but would have been a bit tougher job for me to keep everything together, because she's always been a really, really big support for me with the children, especially. In Amsterdam, it was more that she would take care of the children, and then me and my partner could focus on the business. But here she's basically like supporting both the family and the business side as well, because she also really likes that. Now we live in the project, you know, so it's different.
Because one of the persons I miss is like my mom, but you took your mom.
Yeah, and of course I would miss her, of course. I mean, we've been super close always. And my sister also is involved in the project. So I've been lucky enough that my whole family is like really involved in this project. It is a family project. So we bought the land together as a family. My sister is doing her own thing. She has 2 apartments up on the hill, and she comes more and more. So it's one of her home bases now in the world. And my mom obviously is there permanently, and my dad visits regularly. So I have, my dearest family around, which is a big privilege.
I don't.
Yeah. No, I can imagine that must be
it's kind of
difficult.
tough, you know.
Especially when they get older, and you want to be there for them. You don't know how much time you have together, so.
And you try to get them over here, but they're still reluctant.
Yeah. Would you like your mom to come and live here with you?
Yes.
And she's not open to that?
She's very, she's like a little bit stuck. Like old people are stuck in their habits and in their beliefs and
their sense of safety. For them, it's like what they know.
We talked about it a couple of times, and then she says, I want to do that, and maybe we can like buy a small apartment here, and then we can buy also something there. But when push comes to shove, she's baked in her ways, and Yeah, and another time she says like, yeah, I don't really want to sell this house. This is my whole thing, and I
Does
worked
she
for
come over
this.
though to visit?
She came over twice, yes, but now she's in the hospital, so
Oh,
it's gonna
sorry
be
to
difficult
hear.
for her to come over again. You know, like
And you, do you ever go back
I need to go back.
because of your mom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the last time I was there was almost a year ago, I think.
yeah. So you don't have any other reasons other than like the people you really love to
Yeah.
return.
And I rather like pay some money to get them over here than I need to go over there. It's a little bit difficult for me because I need to go by the car because I don't really trust anybody with my dogs.
Oh yeah,
So unless
yeah.
I have a steady girlfriend that could keep an eye on them, I wouldn't like leave them, you know. So
Yeah, that's the downside of this life as well. We build like so much around us and animals and
yeah,
stuff that you have a lot of freedom, but also a lot of responsibility. You can't just leave your land
no,
behind, especially not if there's animals to take care of. So
that's why we still don't have a donkey.
yeah. Oh, you want a donkey?
I
Oh,
want a
I always
donkey.
dreamed of having a donkey.
I really
But
want.
my mom is like the godmother of the animals. She's like, no way, we're not gonna have a donkey. It's like,
Mom,
okay, well,
he can
let's
have
talk
his
about it
own
in a couple of
little
years.
shed, like on the other side of the.
Would be so cute. I would love to have like two donkeys.
There are here in the village are two donkey carts.
Oh,
You know, like
I
would love
mean,
to
you
restore
know,
one,
like
you
if
know.
shit really hits the fan in this world, we're just gonna be super happy with our donkey carts,
Yes.
no?
Can
Yeah.
travel on donkeys. So you sold everything, so you didn't have to save up like money to plan your escape.
No. Well, we financed this whole move from everything that we had sold. And my father also invested quite a bit into the project
Ah.
to finish it up because um,
Mine helped out a little bit.
money moves quickly.
Yes, yes.
And I think like everyone around here, we kind of underestimated the total cost of the project. And also the last years, you know, like the price of building material, everything has increased so dramatically.
Yes.
So it cost way more than we expected. And obviously it took a bit longer than expected as well. So the whole startup was just, was too big for our own budget. So I'm really, really lucky that we got support from the family to get it done.
What was the term you set initially for the project for it to be able
Well,
to
I
rent
think
something?
we thought we would open like within a year or so. A year and a half. I think it took a year longer than we expected to start like making revenue.
Yes, but you didn't plan to open with everything finished. You planned to open when you could rent some stuff out, or
Well, I'm trying to remember. I think
because
actually
a year would be like very tight for the whole
yeah.
project.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, if you look how things get built in
It depends on how many people you can
in
can-
Amsterdam,
yeah.
for example, huge projects. We built a hotel. I think it was also like in a bit over a year, like a big hotel. So we just had unrealistic expectations, basically, also of the whole process. And you need to find people. You need to find the right people. It's not like you arrive and you start building within 1 month.
No.
So things just like getting started took longer, but we had a very ambitious programming to begin with, so it was not realistic. But that's how you are. Like you have a project, you're super enthusiastic, and
Yes.
you idealize the whole situation, and then you have to. You get just reality just like smacked back into your face.
I remember I said in one of my videos in the beginning, I think the roof of my main house, the roof will be finished within 6 months. The whole roof in 2 stages. 2 years.
Yeah. You get used to it though, no? Being wrong. Or things taking long. Yeah. Yeah, so
But did you directly find the right people to help you?
we had a really smooth build, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, actually we
That's
did.
very uncommon.
Very
for,
uncommon, I know. Well, my friend that I told you about earlier, Zara, she had just renovated her ruin. So that was the first contractor that we worked with. So it was like a direct recommendation.
Okay.
And he started building on our house. That was like the first priority. And then because I think we got lucky because we have quite a big project.
So they wanted to stay around?
Yeah,
like that?
I mean, if you just have a small house renovation, you're not going to be first in line.
No.
But if you have a project that potentially can provide work for more than a year, it's different. It just changes your position.
Yes.
So what I think that we did smart is that we worked with 3 different contractors at the same time. So one started working on our house, one started working on the pool, another big priority, and the other one started working on the taberna, the social space of the village. And yeah, actually all 3 different parties were really, really good, like solid, responsible contractors. I mean, everyone had like their own advantages and disadvantages, and then eventually we just chose to continue with whom we had the smoothest ride,
Yes.
So, but everyone saw the potential. Everyone potentially could have gotten the rest of the village street to renovate.
Yes.
So I think that really helped us to attract the right people that have the experience to take on a big project also.
Was
And
this
also-
pre-planned that you had like 3 of these who you sort of like gave sort of a test project to?
Well, I mean, it just evolved like that. It's not like we like super strategically thought, okay, this is how we're going to do that.
Because it
So
sounds
they're
like a
going
good
to
plan,
like
you know?
compete with each other.
Yeah.
But while we were going along and there was so much to do, that did make sense. And it also seemed, smart in a way, to not bet all your money on one horse,
No,
but just
exactly.
have different people. They were all working on the site, they saw each other, they worked alongside each other. So they all knew also that there was potentially someone else.
Yes.
So, yeah,
This
I mean, it
maybe
was not
works
to play
motiv-
them out, but it was just like, I think, for us, the smartest move.
Yeah. It sounds quite smart. And did the party that eventually did the rest of the project, they held up their work ethic also?
Oh, super. Like,
Because you hear a lot
really.
in Portugal that,
I
that
know,
you give them a
hear
project
horrible
and
stories.
yes.
People that just abandon the work,
Yeah.
or they go bankrupt, and then they leave you with, or they even rob you of the materials that they bought with your money. Like, yeah, I know. I've heard like terrible stories, but unbelievable. This guy, he even like delivered on time. Nuno Caterino is his name. He's from Proença Nova, and I was super happy with him. Okay. So he started with the pool, finished the pool on time.
I remember the pool was one of the first
It
things
was the first
I
thing
saw.
to finish, I think. Even before our house, the pool was finished.
I saw like pictures, like everything was like
Yeah.
building site, and then there was like a nice finished pool, like with blue water
Yeah.
in the middle. That was really cool to
Exactly.
see. Yeah.
But I mean, it was amazing because at some point, I remember he had to make an estimation for us when he was going to be able to deliver the village street up to us, because we needed to plan an opening.
Yes.
So like 6 months before, it's like, you need to give me a date. Because I need to start communicating and inviting people,
Yeah.
you know? So he said he would be finished, I think, was it like the 1st of May or 1st of June? June, I think. And he just did it. The guy did it. And that's incredible, even with like trustworthy like builders delivering on time. Hardly ever happens.
Yes.
So yeah, super grateful for him. But we did have a strategy, like he would just work from back to the front. So if it wasn't completely finished, there would be apartments that would already be finished, you know. So we did like plan for potential delay.
But I still think I remember that your opening was like sort of delayed, right?
No.
No? Oh.
Well, I mean, we opened eventually this halfway August. So, I mean, it would have been more ideal to open in June.
Yes, okay. When the season like...
Yeah, just the beginning of the season, because halfway August for the Dutch holidays, and that was our primary like target group, because that's where we were most known. The holidays almost ended halfway August. September, everyone starts again with work and school. So it was late in the season, but it was, as good as it got. So I don't think we didn't postpone the opening. So I think initially we might have wanted to open a bit earlier, but we never changed the date that we communicated outwards.
No. Somehow I remember that, but I'm probably confusing something. It happens. So yeah, now you're all up and running. Is it all finished, or what is the?
Yeah, well, actually, not, yeah, 99% is finished of the village. I would say 90 maybe. So yeah, we did 2.5 years of construction, and then we opened in August 2024. So this summer we will have been operational for 2 years. Yeah, so this is actually our second full year round
Yes.
exploitation. So yeah, that's a bit how the timing went. So the summers now they go quite well. So we do well with the short stay in the summer, but we're really trying to position ourselves more and more as a place for retreats and gatherings, and also to get more stability year round.
Yes.
In the winter time, like summer is okay, but in the winter it's just not a touristic spot. So we're all like pioneering here,
Yes.
aren't we? So
Yes.
that takes time, also time and effort, and sometimes you need to shift a bit your plans. So my idea now is to do like a 3-season kind of model in our project. I don't really like calling it a business because it feels like more than a business. So in the summer, high season, June to September, focus on short stay, and then spring and fall on groups, retreats, weddings. And then in the winter time, I would love to be able to say like 3 months, only long stay guests, or develop specific programs for which people stay a longer term.
Yes.
And focus on regeneration. Because that's actually really like my bigger vision for the project is not so necessarily business minded. It's I would love to work on regenerating our 14 hectares of land, making it more fireproof. Every summer, I'm sweating and
14
nervous
hectares.
for all these, fires around us. Yeah, and then 14 hectares still is nothing, but you need to start somewhere and set an example. So I would love to, create also a season per year that is more dedicated to do that, and also to find that balance that is more healthy between working on a business and working with the land, giving back to the land and being in nature, being led by nature, guided by nature instead of by my appointments and my email box, and just do what the season asks you to do and the weather asks you to do. That's really where I find my peace of mind most. So that's what I'm trying to work towards.
Yes.
3 seasons: resort season, retreat season, regeneration season. And the regeneration season also take time to regenerate myself.
Of course.
From all this hard work, that comes with doing projects like this. So.
But do you hire other people? Do you have other people who help you out?
We do work with the team. So, I mean, in the winter, as I said, like we have not so much, customers coming in. So also not so much money moving. So then we have a really small team. But we, in summer I have a hospitality team, a paid hospitality team with whom I work.
Yes.
And year round we work with volunteers. Not so much now anymore as when we were working towards the opening. So in the build-up phase we worked with a lot of volunteers.
Okay.
In the exploitation phase I found that it's more complicated for me to work with volunteers, because somehow I think this stage is not really... it's not perfectly suitable for volunteers, because it feels too much like real work, and then I don't know, it doesn't create this sense of belonging that I think that is really important for volunteer work and for people who do volunteer work to stay motivated. It feels quickly like, if I'm just doing the hospitality and it is a business, I should be paid for that.
Yes, I can imagine.
To keep people motivated either or consistently like functional is quite hard, and it asks a lot of energy also. Sometimes depends a bit on who you work with.
I know.
You know how it works. It's just a completely different exchange. I'm working with volunteers or working with paid employees, because of the fact that it is more of an energetic exchange. Yes. You also need to give more, and to keep them happy. And a lot of people are also searching for themselves in a way, or like in between phases, and unsure or unstable, or like they need to be held, taken by the hand a bit, like, come and let's do
Yes.
this. And if you don't have the space for that,
And I feel
emotionally
that's I always feel it's sort of my obligation also, because they
yes,
come to volunteer, like-
exactly. But keeping them motivated is. I found like after we opened, it was more difficult.
Yes.
In the beginning, you work towards an opening. You're literally building something, so that is much more. It gives more feeling of contentment and it just makes people happy to start a project and see something be created out of nothing.
Yes.
Other than I helped in the breakfast or these kind of like tasks.
But do you have the feeling that your project is also like sort of ongoing still?
Of course, it's ever growing. It's like a community based project, and it's ever evolving. So
Because one of the last editions I helped with at your place was the dome.
yeah, the dome we
that's-
only built last year.
Yes.
So and it has so much potential. So there will always be something new. So now, for example, the village has been built for 90%. I have 2 ruins left. That's an old water mill that I would like to transform into a little temple. It's down at the river. It's like my sacred spot. I love to be there. And I have another one next to the pool that I would like to transform into like a proper therapy room for massages and treatments, because that's a part of the concept that I really want to, grow more. And so that is the thing that we're still doing. And I would love to build like a wellness into the village. So create some saunas and maybe like a proper Moroccan hammam.
Oh, yeah.
Also to strengthen our position in the winter time, to make it more attractive, even if you have long periods of rain.
Do you have a sauna already?
My sister has a small sauna in one of her apartments, but I want to build a bigger one.
Because you have a hot tub, and
We have a hot
you have a
tub.
masseuse.
Yeah, exactly. So, this whole sort of healing part of the village is something I want to continue to grow.
Yeah.
And also the art part and the regeneration. So I have like this idea to build like an open air art museum, to make walking routes through, like, we have so many hectares of land that we haven't even explored yet. It's just forest, So it's to regenerate like these vast amount of land and then make walking routes in between, and have different artists come as artists in residency, for example, and build different art pieces on the land. So you get these sort of art routes. And
would be cool.
I have an invitation for people to go explore the land also, beyond like moving from the village street to the pool.
To the hot tub.
Yeah, and this is something that could grow, could continue growing forever.
Yes.
So, so how we work, basically, it's a combination of, paid employees, volunteers, and also our community of villagers, I call us, is also starting to grow. So I have a couple of people that live with us now permanently.
Okay.
And we have like a part work exchange. So part we do in exchange. So they contribute.
This is something I want to explore also. Like,
And I'm
people
really happy with that, because you feel like these projects, the scope of the project is too big to carry alone.
Yes.
And also to keep it sustainable and to keep it fun on the long term for yourself, you want to carry it with the community. You need a community to build a community and to build a village, definitely.
But how do you find the right people?
It takes time, but you feel it. And you also get better and better at sensing, I think, over time, who you can live together with. So in the beginning, I was super careful. I didn't promise anyone to live on our land. I got a lot of requests from people
Recognizable
wanting to live with us.
guys. I have the same.
Yeah, no, I was like, I don't want to be a living community, because a lot of people start with this like idealistic dream of, let's start a community together. Let's all live together with my friends and my new friends, and it's going to be amazing. But it's actually really hard.
Yes, it is.
So I needed these years to also develop myself in a way that I can guide this community, in a healthy way, and still learning as we go, definitely not there yet. It's like the university of life. But I feel now more and more like confident and solid and strong in myself, in my being, to have more people, invite more people into our space. set the boundaries that need to be set. Not, be afraid of conflict. Address things directly. And I feel the project really needs it, and I feel I also really need it, because I don't want to be the one who's like mainly responsible, in the end. I want to carry it together.
Yes.
I want to share opportunities that this place has with other people, and I want to carry it together. So that has been working out quite well. We have Miho now in the village. She's like our healing artist, with massage therapist as well, and she helps us out. In all aspects of the project. Now we have Moana, an 18-year-old girl who moved here from the Netherlands a few years ago with her mom. Who's like a super, fresh young girl who is happy to have an opportunity close by in the middle of nowhere, that she can develop herself. And Salvatore is now part of the community, and had a long-term guest that was supposed to stay for like 3-4 months, who's been here like for 6 months, and I don't know when he's going to leave. So I never make commitments up front for long term, but you feel, and I think that's the best way to go. Like, just feel how things go, stay in open communication, and also dare to set your limits if it doesn't work, because you cannot live with everyone. Not everyone is energetically a good match, and if you leak too much energy on the relationships you have around you, then nobody benefits.
No, and all your energy flows away.
Exactly.
I have a lot of experience with that.
Yeah.
The last 4 years.
Yeah, and me too. Sometimes you get super lucky. It's like, wow, oh my God. I had a lot of, I got really lucky with so many people. I had great experiences, great work exchanges, great relationships and friendships have unfolded. But it also drained partly a lot of my energy and time. It's not always effective. It's not always the more the merrier. No. So, but we do need people, So I think it's good to stay open to that, because we're talking about escaping the rat race. But it's also really easy to stay stuck in the rat race, even though you're off-grid in a completely different environment, because we are still running on these super deeply rooted programs that keep us like hyper productive. Especially in projects where you see work in every corner you look. I do a tour with people to show them my land, and my to-do list goes like, It's really hard to find the rest. So, for me, that stays like a big, big challenge. One of my biggest challenges here is to actually allow myself the rest that I came here to find.
Yes.
Because I'm still hardwired on being a human doing instead of a human being, like we are taught to be, in the Western society. You have to perform.
But only being is also not good. You also need to be doing.
Of course you need to be doing, but we need to find, like with everything in life, the balance. That's the search,
And RatRace, like a lot of people say, like, oh, you still do YouTube and you still, like, for instance, pay with money. You're still in the RatRace. I think it's more a thing in your head, right? How
Completely.
you treat the things, right? It's not. I think you could escape the rat race in Holland if you do it. It's more difficult, but I think you could get a mindset there also that sort of you won't escape the rat race at all. And I don't think that is the purpose. We always need to like be involved in what is going on around us.
Yeah, but what does it mean? It doesn't mean doing nothing, right?
No.
It's just feeling free to choose. Not only what you think you need to do, but also what you want to do, to feed your passion,
curiosity,
your purpose, your curiosity, as well as just getting the things done that you need to do to, like maintain your life. So for me, actually, I am still learning to escape the rat race, or to just get out of that hamster wheel myself, because it's most of the time we do it ourselves.
We put ourselves there
because
we want more and more, and
exactly
show ourselves more and more to other people.
And your ambitions are like sometimes like outgrowing like your energy level, or like the pace on which we live is not always a sustainable pace to find like true happiness. And sometimes you work so hard you can't even find a moment to stand still and enjoy what you have created. And that's something that I've been seeing in myself the last couple of years. Like, again, like full on big project, big ambitions,
Yes.
hard work, trying to get as much out of the day as possible. But where do I stand still? Where do I enjoy? And that is for me still a big one, like learning to rest, learning to enjoy the fruits of my labor. It's maybe partly the phase that I'm still in, still in the build-up phase, sort of the baby phase, having to learn a big business baby how to walk. That's just...
It's kind of strange for me also. Like I hear then also like on the YouTube channel, like you need to like go on a holiday, and I feel like, why? Because like if I want to take moments, I take my moments also here, but for me it doesn't, like maybe it's also my definition of holiday, because a holiday feels always to me like you need to escape something that you're not happy with at that moment, I don't know, this is like maybe something from my childhood also, that because you
recognize
always
from your
used to
parents,
work,
maybe.
and then like you had 3 weeks a year that you could like escape the Netherlands and go on holiday, and
feel what it would be like to just live
Yeah.
for 3 weeks a year. No, true. I mean, this is a lifestyle that you choose, and let's all hope that we enjoy that lifestyle. For me, to be honest, I mean, I don't go on a holiday a lot because I don't have the time for it, but for me, it does really help to sometimes step out of my project. So more and more, the last year, I think, after we opened, year and a half, I've been consciously trying to sometimes just step out of my project for a few days. And more and more, I'm trying to go visit other places here in Portugal to expand my network again, and not to escape, but it is easier for me to stop pushing and working when I'm not in my project, because there I'm just like, I see everything all the time. People ask me questions all the time.
Yes.
So I do need that. And also for me, it feels like literally stepping away from my project also helps me to change my perspective sometimes, and to create space to become creative again, and to get inspired. And
because you're too much into it at the moment you're
because
there.
I'm for
You don't
years
see
it's been
it.
like so fully focused, so close on my project.
Yes.
That for me it really helps sometimes to step out of it just for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to do that on like sort of when I'm still here, but then like take a day or like a weekend, like that I don't want to be thinking about all the things I do normally.
Yeah. And do you succeed in doing that if you're on your own land and you just choose a day, like today I'm just gonna do just what I want?
It takes some time to settle in, Like garden work helps.
Yeah,
Like
garden
if I
work is
start with
great.
garden work, then my mind frees up like
Yeah.
and I don't know, like it's just like pulling the weeds or cutting something, it takes me also like sort of a step back from the mayhem I'm in, like in creating videos the whole day, stuff. It's like, it's a busy thing,
Yeah.
And this like sort of I also have it with dishwashing, but that's mostly like 15 minutes. And like when I go in the garden, I have a lot more time, a lot more, my mind can go a lot further than like in this 15 minutes,
Yeah.
But it works, and I don't think, but maybe I should try it. Like if I really step away, because I go to Holland sometimes, but then I'm like occupied there with stuff I also have to do, sort of have to do. So maybe it would, but I think it would take me time. Like it would take me at least 2-3 days to get sort of into this. If I would sit and do nothing, right? Like on a holiday.
Yeah, but you don't have a holiday doesn't mean sitting and doing nothing, necessarily.
No, you can go sightseeing or something.
You can go sightseeing, you can go hiking, you can do exercise
I
or
hike
play.
every day
or...
here with my dogs, Like
I don't know. I guess it's just different for everyone, and also for every situation. Like you live here by yourself, and for me, for example, I'm never alone, ever.
No.
So for me, it really...
Maybe we should like exchange
you want to
a
take
couple of
like
weeks a
switch
year.
roles.
Yeah.
Let's see how we go. I'll do the YouTube channel. Oh my God.
And I'll go tell people what to do.
Wow. Yeah.
You come back and both things are ruined.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't know. I think we just everyone has their own ways of creating space that they need, you know.
Do you think like people who lived in the old days in Portugal, did they have like this space in their head? And
I think
for one, they didn't have so much like options and stuff, so your mind calms down a lot, right? But they would never go on holiday. They
wouldn't
work,
complain about
like,
it either. They
no.
just work
And they laughed,
all
they
day,
smiled.
every day, 7 days a week.
With
Walk
some vino.
walk to school for an hour and a half and walk back from school. Yeah, for me, it's incredible thinking about the people around us, the elderly here, how they grew up. You know, I
Yes.
speak a lot to Maria, my neighbor, you know, who was born in my village, and about her life, you know, 6 years old already, like being like herding the sheeps and the goats and
Yes.
working basically her whole life and still being so content. Yeah, I think I think it's true. Like the abundance of choice that we have also creates like internal conflict and dilemma all the time.
Yes.
So it's choice is not necessarily freedom, because it also
I don't think so.
it
no.
creates a lot of stress.
Yes.
So a lot of the luxury problems that we
So-
have in our mind and the conflicts we have in our mind, they wouldn't even think about, because it's just the way there is. There was much more acceptance. Jij moet nu eraf,
Ja.
schattie.
Down. Zoe, stop it. Zoe. Now.
That's what I believe. I think older generations, they because of the lack of choice, they just accept it way more. And if you're in a state of acceptance, you're not fighting against anything. You're not fighting against yourself. So there's much more peace of mind,
That's a
because
good one, yeah.
you're more in the present. No. So I think that is one of the challenges of our times, that we're constantly confronted with all the million possibilities, opportunities, chances there might be in life. At the same time, we're looking at all these million people all around the world and all the success that everybody's like, you know, putting out there, creating a very unrealistic picture of how people actually live, or let's say how people
Absolutely.
feel on the inside. So we are chasing like a sort of phantom happiness, while most people don't even come close to feeling what real happiness means. You know, it's so much is stuck in the materialistic world, and you know,
Happiness means a big car and a big house for a lot of people. you
Yeah,
know?
well,
It's
that's
not
what they think, and it's empty happiness, and
Yeah.
everybody will find out sooner or later. So that's what the beauty is about this life. For me, this is abundance, you know, waking up in nature by the sounds of the birds and the smells, you know, all around us. And that's what makes me happy. That's what makes me feel content, if in those moments that I can actually stand still and just look around me and say, wow, look where I'm living. Like so in connection
Yes.
with the whole, with nature.
How I notice so much more things in my surroundings now than I did in Holland, you know? Like,
I mean, in Holland, in the cities, you wouldn't even notice the moon. You know, you wouldn't even see it. You don't see the stars. You don't see the moon. So all these things that for us are now like such an integral part of life. You know, you're just in tune.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't even you just pass it by in the city as if it doesn't exist.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a really, really big difference. Like the appreciation of your natural surroundings, it touches a very a significantly deeper layer of happiness than city life could ever give, I think.
It's like the land takes away your worries in some way. Like the nature of the nature, basically, right?
Yeah, what you said about working in a garden, for me, that is therapy.
Yeah.
Because I'm also a lot in my mind. And I'm definitely not always able to let go of all the worries. And also in this lifestyle, I still have that, becoming more and more aware, more and more, because of the growing awareness. You're also able to start slowly to transform these kinds of things. But yeah, working in nature helps me really to ground and to get out of my head and just go into this meditative state and just turn off the mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's a valuable, very valuable thing for humans.
Yeah.
Another reason to...
I think it's a necessary thing. I think we've forgotten so
Yes.
much. We've become so disconnected.
obsessed with all kinds of stuff.
And then we
you
call
know?
ourselves city people. Like, I don't believe in that, to be honest. That's also an identity thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a layer of your identity. We are not city people. We are part of nature. You know, it's just like saying, oh, no, this is an indoor cat. Bullshit, you know, like we have made them indoor cats, you know, we just confine them and
Yes. We have a lot of outdoor birds here. One has a nest here in the studio.
It's so peculiar that they love to be outside so much.
Yeah.
My little bird in the Netherlands loved its cage.
Yeah. Wonder if humans maybe a little bit the same, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh man.
To conclude this podcast, is there anything you would have done different in your escape? Is there things that you think now on hindsight, I should have maybe done, I should have been in Slovakia?
There are very few things in life that I regret, because I live by the motto that I rather regret the things I have done than regret the things I haven't done.
Yes.
So and
Maybe more like improve.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the thing is, if I would have done something different, I was just reflecting on that question, and I'm not sure, but I sometimes wonder how my life and this transition would have felt if I would have taken it a bit slower. From the beginning, because if I go back at this decision I made to leave the city and to change my lifestyle, to live more in connection with nature, with myself, find more time for my kids, and how that turned out until now, I didn't really succeed in slowing down my pace. And sometimes I wonder, like, oh, I could have also like developed a little bit more gradually, for example. And not put so much pressure on myself.
You're talking more about your development than...
the project also.
The project. Okay.
Because if I would have more gradually developed the project, for example, not immediately invested everything I had into it, you know, the pressure would have been lower. I could have still started up the business. I could have still worked on the dream without it needing to be finished ASAP. And that would have allowed me to sink into this slower pace a bit sooner. Yes. And now I've had to like burn out 4 times almost in a couple of years to like, oh, shit, I'm still doing it, you know? Yeah. I'm still working on that high pace, you know, matrix program.
Yes.
Habits. So just slow down. Is dat iets waar we op moeten letten? Dat gepiep?
So there's still some learning to be done in making podcasts.
Always.
There's learning to be done everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, and for the rest of our lives. That makes life interesting also.
But I was always like this, you know. I was always interested in learning new stuff and finding stuff out, you know. And I noticed a lot of people who like sort of like stopped learning after school was finished, you know. And I have never had that. I always want to explore new stuff and try other things, and it makes me seem like I'm like how you say, like a bouncing ball in.
I don't know. I mean, I think if you stop learning, you stop living in a way. You just stand still. You know, life becomes a flatliner. If there's nothing left to learn, then what are you still doing here, really? I mean, growth. That's I think
just
what life
going
is
through
about.
The motions.
It's
you know?
growth, no? Yeah. So, wil je dat ik terugkom nog even op dat laatste vraag?
Yeah, because like we abruptly
Yeah, we just had some technical
Technical
difficulties, and I was just reflecting on what I could have done differently, and
Yes.
I think that is the conclusion. If I could give myself an advice starting this project again, I probably would advise myself to take the ambitions a notch down a bit, and
but you wouldn't have accepted it.
maybe not. Maybe
Didn't
not,
people
but I
tell
think
you
for my
maybe?
well-being, it would have been okay to take it a bit slower,
Yes.
to evolve a bit more gradually. But then again, as you say, it's true. It's also my character. It's also the way I'm wired to do things, and yeah,
How you for a long time did things also. Like,
yeah. I always got it done like that. So
Yeah.
that was just like my default mode. Okay, let's do it. Let's
Yes.
get it as soon as possible. Dream big and
running
try
in head
to-
first.
yeah, but I do feel now I don't want to run through life anymore.
No.
So I would really love for myself to slow down a bit and to allow myself a bit more breathing space and
Yes.
a bit more pause, a bit more rest. But apart from that, I'm
It
super
takes
happy
practice. It takes practice.
that I am where I am, and every mistake or every challenge, let me put it like that, every feeling of burnout or it has all helped me to grow in my resilience, in my strength, in my awareness, in my consciousness. So it's just the perfect path. It's just frickin' exhausting sometimes.
But that's sometimes what makes it a challenge also. I think if I would only take it easy, it's also a balance. It's a mixture, but you need to like
Everything is a balance. And I
Yeah.
think the beauty of this
Yeah.
life here is that nature will force you more into balance than a city will ever do, because nature will not allow us to blindfolded keep running through life.
I tried for a couple of years
No,
still.
it just reveals so much, isn't it? Like, you don't need to go into deep dive programs. Just be in connection with nature, and she will reveal to you what needs to be seen. And there's no running away from that. So, yeah, super grateful for Mama Earth, and all her hard lessons.
I think that's a good conclusion for our podcast, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to share, promote, or?
Well, I mean,
I think if you come here to the area, and I tell a lot of people already, like if they ask me like where can I stay, I direct them to FreedomVille.
thank you very much.
So,
Always very
and
welcome.
At least until I have some of my first own accommodations, I will be referring to you guys.
Great, appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, if there's space for shameless self-promotion,
Absolutely.
obviously, I would love to promote my place and invite people who just want to come for a holiday retreat in nature, people who are exploring the region themselves to maybe make the move and have a taste of the community life, to come and visit our place. We have a beautiful boutique hotel with 7 studios, 5 hotel rooms, and 2 yurts, a big swimming pool, a hot tub, and hopefully this winter also some more sauna and wellness facilities. And we also have a beautiful big dome that we use for gatherings, for groups, for retreats. So also a call for retreat facilitators, people who want to organize something at our place.
Yes.
We have accommodation for groups from, let's say 20 up to 40 people. So we can facilitate quite big groups.
Yes, that's cool.
Weddings, also very welcome. Super idyllic setting to get married or to do a family reunion. So especially in the off season between October and March. I'm really looking to curate a beautiful program of transformational group programs, retreats, and reunions and gatherings of people who come together and find new ways of connecting with each other, with themselves, and with nature.
Yes. That's very good. I presume that everybody can find this information on your website.
Definitely, we have a website, www.freedomville.pt. We have Instagram.
Ville is V-I-L-A.
Double
right?
L.
Double L.
Yes.
V-I-L-L-A.
Yes.
.pt.
Like E, yeah? A is Dutch.
Oh yeah, sorry.
V-E-L-L-E. Thanks for clarifying that for me.
It's when people listen, you know. Like,
Maybe we'll just like drop it in the, how do you call that in YouTube terms, show notes, or I don't know.
yeah, but we need to think about the podcast people, right? They listen.
They listen also.
So
Okay.
like
Yeah.
you actually need to like freedom. You don't have to spell. So like freedom V-I-L-L-E.
Exactly.
.pt.
.pt.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
inviting me. It was a pleasure.
Very cool.
Ja, leuk?
Ja,
Nou, vond ik
super.
ook. Top.
Ging helemaal goed.